So we're officially in October, which means we are in Q4 of 2025. Now I did make a video going over Q3 and what cards I was currently using for that specific quarter. And I also did state I want to make this into a series so that way you guys can know what cards I'm using on a quarter to quarter basis. Now within each quarter, we like to go over specific categories, those being gas, groceries, dining, entertainment, and all other spend, which is also known as miscellaneous spend. So if you're new to this channel, my name's Andy. I'm a senior programmer analyst that loves to talk about personal finances. Here in this channel, we like to talk about credit cards, budgeting, and financial tools that can possibly help you guys out. But enough of that, let's go get started with the video. So starting off, I'm going to be combining groceries and dining complete together because, spoiler alert, I did get approved for the Amex Gold card. And now, if you missed my previous video, I basically break down why I was considering getting into this specific ecosystem. So if you want to watch that, I will link it here in the top right corner of the screen or in the description box below. But just to make a long story short, just me and my wife are planning to book a trip to Rome this coming year. And so the fastest way was to do it with either to get into a specific ecosystem, rather that be Amex or get into the Citi ecosystem. So with Amex, they were offering me a lot of sign-on bonuses compared to Citi. Citi just was not approving me for any cards because I did have a lot of hard inquiries. And basically off my research, it turns out they're hard inquiry sensitive. And I know for this past year, I've been applying for a lot of cards to build up my credit card setup. So Amex was the only option. And I did break down in that video what I spend on a month-to-month basis. And these cards actually just do fit my lifestyle. So it's just basically like a no-brainer to go ahead and get into this ecosystem and get that sign-on bonus to make that trip happen a lot faster. So the reason why I'm combining both these categories is because with the Amex Gold card, you can get 4x on dining and 4x on groceries. Now in a perfect world, we like to always try to get at least a max of 5% or 5x in each one of those categories. But the fact that, that's kind of difficult to do, there's not really a card that gives you a 5x on specific categories completely. So the fact that Amex Gold does this is just a no-brainer to have this in the setup, only if it does fit your spend. Because if you watch my previous video going over Q3, I do state that the Capital One Savor does give you 3x on dining and 3x on groceries. Now, if you're a person that does not spend a lot of money and you don't fall under these specific categories that the Amex Gold does, then I highly recommend going more towards the Capital One Savor because it's a $0 annual fee card and it's an unlimited amount on groceries and dining. Now, speaking of limits, within the Amex Gold card, restaurants is going to be capped at 50K, and then at groceries is going to be capped out at 25K. Now, I don't know why they did this. I guess someone actually found a workaround where people were taking advantage of specifically these two categories. I think at one point it was unlimited. So I guess they did this little nerf to where there is a limit to where how much you can spend in each one. But for me, I don't spend that much money in those specific categories, so it won't affect me with my day-to-day spend or within the entire year. Now hopping over to the gas category, I'm going to be deciding between two cards here, which is either going to be the Venture X or the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Now the Chase Freedom Unlimited, you are going to be only able to get 1.5x compared to the Venture X, which is going to give you 2x on everything. Now I'm debating between these two because currently I don't have a lot of points within the Chase ecosystem, and with Chase they just have a higher value on their points basically because of Hyatt being the nice hotel they can get, because the value for their points redemption is just really better than it would be within the Capital One ecosystem. So people would argue I should have got the Citi card here because it's a flat rate on 5x if you just use it on specifically on gas, and that card's gonna be the custom cash. But like I stated earlier in this video, I was not approved for any of the cards, even though I tried to do the pre-approval process. I didn't want to take that chance of actually get it dinged on my credit report and not get anything out of it. So yes, I do understand maybe down the line I will be getting that card as a dedicated gas card, but for the time being, it's only gonna be one of these two cards. Now, as far as the entertainment category, I'm going to be using the Capital One Savor here. Now, although the Amex Gold did replace it in dining and groceries, it still has a valuable play for me because it gets you 3x on entertainment. Now, I still use this card for when me and my wife go to the movies, whether that be go to like Cinemark, AMC, anything along those lines, I still use this card. So safe to say that Capital One Savor still has a safe place in my wallet. Now, as far as the miscellaneous spend, it's going to be up in the air here too, because my only two decisions is going to be either the Venture X or Chase. And like I mentioned before, I don't have enough Chase points. So I may be deciding to go more towards the Chase Freedom Unlimited until I get comfortable of the amount of points I have in the Chase ecosystem. But let's just say if down the line, like I'm more okay and comfortable with the amount of points I have, then I'm probably going to be transitioning back to the Venture X because it's just a flat 2x card, which is obviously just better than 1.5. So if you made it all the way to the end of this video, let me know what your current Q4 setup is, because I know possibly mine might not be the best because I'm just trying to rack up the most points to book my trip to Rome to be a lot cheaper. Now, a lot of people are arguing that you should get the Discovery Cashback card because of the 5x back on Amazon, which is basically the time of year right now where a lot of people are just buying a lot of Christmas gifts right now. So that card may benefit other users. But for my case, it's just really a cashback card, not really a travel card. Maybe down the line in the future when I get into the hybrid setup where I get some cashback and some travel points, but I guess we'll see what we get into in the future. So if you want to watch me unbox the Amex Gold card, it should be arriving within 3 to 5 business days. And if you want to get notified when that video gets posted, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It does help out this channel and it helps out me as a content creator. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave this video at that. And as always, let's try to keep things simple, and I'll see you on the next one.